Okay. So this is our project, our natural history park. We did Mount Denali, and this is Jenny Lee and Michael. So the geological origins of Denali. Okay, so the oldest rocks in the park are called the Yukon-Tanana terrane, and they were originally ocean sediment deposited in the shallow seas during the Paleozoic era, sometime between 300 to 500 million years ago. During the last 100 million years, the assembled terranes buckled from tectonic collisions and uplifted to create the present-day topography of the Alaska Range. The volcanic eruptions happened from 40 to 50 million years ago and created colorful rocks at the Polychrome Pass, which is a part of Denali. The magma cooled to become the granite, which forms a lot of Mount Denali. Granite is also very erosion resistant, so it withstands like water, wind, and ice. Here's the Polychrome Pass. So the Pacific plates, which collide and slide beneath Alaska, forming the buckling and uplifting of the mountain range. You can see here the seismic active area with the red dots around Denali. The Denali fault system extends for about 750 miles and has two major faults or breaks in the Earth's crust, which is called the Denali Fault and the Hinds Creek Fault. Here's another map. You can see the Denali and Hinds Creek Fault. The park has a lot of different types of wildlife, including 1 species of amphibian, 39 species of mammals, such as grizzly and black bears, wolves, caribou, moose, and Dall sheep. It also has many species of birds, around 169, including, you can see here, the golden eagle and rarer birds such as the bald eagle. There are 14 species of fish and no reptiles. The climate of Denali is very cold. It is located, as you can see on the map, in a very subarctic latitude, so it's really close to the Arctic, and it also has a high elevation. It is such a massive mountain that it can deflect air masses and influence local conditions. So storms barreling in from the Gulf of Alaska and the Bering Sea will often collide with the towering mass. The climates of the park depend on which part of the park. The south of the range has more moderate temperatures, and north of the range has more Arctic high pressures with cooler climates. Here are different biomes of the park. Nearly a third of the park is made up of high glaciated mountains and bare rock outcrops, as you can see in the high alpine picture. They're usually covered by glacial ice with only a little bit of trees and vegetation. The subalpine zone has more smaller scrub vegetation, including like dwarf birch, alder, and willow, open spruce woodland, and meadows. There are a very diverse community of open landscape birds, and the lowland zone has more like woodlands and forest trees, as you can see. There are also some like more wetlands and pond sites.
The effects of human history that Denali had was that the original name of Denali National Park was Mount McKinley National Park in order to honor President McKinley. But in 1980, Mount McKinley National Park was combined with Denali National Monument into the name Denali National Park and Preserve. The state of Alaska renamed the mountain to Denali, while the U.S. Board of Geographic Names continued to use the name Mount McKinley until President Obama changed the name to Denali in 2015. The government agency responsible for Denali National Park is the National Park Service, and on their website they said that they wanted to preserve impaired the natural and cultural resources and values of the national park system for the enjoyment, education, and inspiration of this and future generations. So what this means is that not only do they want to like preserve and maintain these national parks, but they also want to like use it to educate children and keep building off into the future generations.
So
All right.
that's the first half of our presentation, and we will upload the second half later.